Hello. I like to start off b- 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 by sharing that I stutter, and I first started stuttering when I was about 8 years old, and I I was in 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 speech therapy from then until my early 20s, off and on, and then in my late 20s, I decided to become a speech therapist. So that's what I do for work now. So if anyone has questions about stuttering, then then please ask them in the chat, and I'll I'll do my best to answer as many questions about stuttering as I can. And if there aren't too many questions about stuttering, then I can just talk about my own experiences with it as well. Um, so let's see what the chat is saying. Hey Travis, thanks so much for your content. I've learned so much from you. Thank you. Is there anything you like about stuttering? Ooh, actually, kind of, yes. Stuttering has forced me to become very patient, um, in a sense that I I I don't think would be this patient today if didn't stutter. Um, Likewise, it really forces me to be vulnerable, and 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 obviously it it can be tough stuttering, but I can't really hide it. So I just kind of let it out sometimes. And I found most people are really kind, but with that, because they can recognize that I'm being vulnerable, and confronting something that is challenging. I I I I I, I I think that it typically allows other people to to lower their guard a little bit more, and they tend to be more vulnerable with me as well, and we can build deeper connections for that reason. So that is one positive about stuttering for sure. You have inspired me. Keep on going, man. Thank you. Is there anything situational about stuttering? Does it happen more in stressful situations? Yes, and yes. Our e- emotions are a bit tied to our stuttering. So if we are feeling more anxious or stressed or tired, things like that, then we're more likely to stutter more too. It's not a guarantee that we will stutter more, but it's more likely that we will. Hey, I love watching your videos. You're such a great guy. Thank you very much. How is communication with your partner? Thanks for being so open. I'm learning so much. Awesome. Communication with my partner is great. She is so patient, and she like I've never felt as if I've been rushed by her. She just sits there and and I can tell that she is patiently waiting and listening. Um, it's really fantastic. Uh, though, even though she is phenomenal with that, I, I will still sometimes think, "Ooh, well, I know that I'll stutter a lot if I say this, so I just probably won't say it." So that will still happen, even if you're comfortable with the person. Do you find uh, that you stutter less around family? This kind of varies actually. I when I'm more comfortable with the person, typically I won't stutter as much, but I will also be more inclined to talk more because I'm less anxious. So because I'm to talking more, therefore I will stutter more as well. So so per word, when I'm with for friends or family, I think that I stutter less, but because I'm saying more words, um, and 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 less self-conscious, I will probably stutter more overall. Do you have a stutter in your internal dialogue or dreams? Dreams, yes. I dream every single night, and I always stutter in my dreams. Um, Internal dialogue, no. So stuttering is is just when we physically talk out loud. So our thoughts are completely stutter free. Um, so so they're just as fast as yours are. So if I were to read out loud, then I would stutter. If I read in my head, then I will not stutter because I'm not physically speaking out loud. Can stuttering be considered a disability? Uh, yeah, this one kind of varies on the person. There are some stutterers who will definitely say yes. There are some who will say no. I think a disability is technically a thing that's mostly outside of your control. That it impacts your life in a negative way. So stuttering for sure is will qualify with that. However, will I seek out a handicap parking permit? No. Um, so a disability in a sense, but I mean, it's not really a physical one, but it totally impacts our mental and emotional life. Let's not be ashamed of stuttering. Moses is one of God's greatest messengers, and and he also had serious speech problems. Do do you think you could stop the stutter if you pause and collect your thoughts? So we don't stutter because uh, our thoughts are jumbled. We always know exactly what we want to say, and we know how to say it. It's just that our body sometimes doesn't let us get to certain words or sounds out. Um, so if if we are stuttering, we can totally pause and stop the that stutter like I just did. But when you restart, that doesn't mean that it's like a reset where your word will come out. It may happen sometimes, but that's not a guarantee. You should d- document more of your life on YouTube and vlog more of your life. Yeah, a few people have requested that. Um, I just don't really know what part of my life would be interesting enough to put out there. Um, like I do fun, cool things with neat people, but I think it's um, like there's a already interesting people that post about their life, and and I I think that the that more awareness about stuttering could be spread. So that's what I'm focusing on, because I'm in unique position to where I can educate others about that, versus just like making a video about going rock climbing. I mean, could be cool, but there are better rock climbers out there, for example. Hello, Travis. I have a stutter, and I'm 14. Do you have any tips when I get nervous? Um, yeah, I think just so for myself, the past maybe 7 months or so, I have focused quite a bit on just talking, regardless of if I stutter. Um, and I know that at some point I will stutter again. Um, maybe I can get by a sentence or a couple sentences without stuttering. But when I go into a situation and I think to myself, okay, just say what you want to say when you want to say it, regardless of your stuttering. Then once that situation is done, I feel so much better because I didn't hold myself back, and I didn't let my stuttering dictate how I live my life. So my advice is just to keep talking, and you will stutter at some point. That's okay. Once we normalize stuttering, then it'll probably have less of an impact on us, because more people are aware of what stuttering is at that point. So good luck to you as well. Do you have any pets? No, I am just not really a pet person. As a kid, I had really bad asthma and bad allergies, and so I was always kind of limited then being around pets, and I just never kind of had a desire to really get one. Uh, uh, I saw a couple of your videos. I think you are doing great, man. Putting yourself and your weakness online is not easy. Keep going. Thank you. Um, yeah, thanks. Uh, that one dude. Can you shout me out, please? I'm a huge fan, sir. There you go. That one dude. You have made me feel so confident in my stuttering. My type is blocking. I just hold my breath, and people think I'm done talking. Yeah, I still block quite a bit. I I would say most of the time now it's been these repetitions, but I will still block a lot, and sometimes it's for a full minute, and it's like, yeah, I can't get a single sound out for a minute, and it's like my breath is being held for me, and that is exhausting. So, so good luck to you and and your stuttering. I have a friend who speaks well, but when he's anxious, he stutters a lot. Yeah, that is common where if we're feeling more tired or stressed or anxious, then typically we'll have some more stuttering as well. Hello, I I stutter when I'm overwhelmed and overstimulated, and you helped me feel a lot more, more confident about it. Thank you very much. Wow, I'm uh, I'm glad that I can help what little that I can. Thank you. Hello, I stutter, and and finding your channel has made me more confident. Thank you. Wow. Lots of stutterers in the chat today. That's awesome. What made you want to make a YouTube channel, and did you think it would become this big? Um, well, I've got a friend that stutters that I man, I met her. She was 12. She is 18 now. And and she started a TikTok where she posts stuttering videos sometimes, and and a couple of her videos reached millions of people, and I thought, whoa, that is really wild. There needs to be more uh, 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 awareness and education about stuttering. This this seems like a positive way to do that. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. And I had no idea that it would blow up into like a real thing. Um, uh, yeah, I'm I'm kind of shocked daily that this many people keep watching my videos and keep learning about it. It is fantastic. Uh, this is it is such a random thing, but your voice is so nice. It's it's like hot cocoa in the winter. Thank you. That is very sweet. Why do you stutter? Great question. Me specifically, I don't know. But so so the research behind stuttering is still pretty limited, actually. So we don't truly know what the cause is, but there's a genetic component to it. So most stutterers will uh, 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 also have someone else in their family that stutters, whether that's a parent or a grandparent or aunt or uncle. So there can be a genetic factor to it. I think there have been 3 genes that have been identified as being associated with stuttering. Um, and then there's also a neurological component to it as well. So so there's differences in in brain function and a structure between stutterers and non-stutterers. So like the way that our brains process language uh, uh, appears to be a bit different. Were you born with your stutter? No, mine didn't start until I was in the third grade. So that's between ages 8 and 9. Yes, more videos about your life would watch 10 out of 10. Hmm, maybe. Um, Hey Travis, love your content, man. Take your time with reading. Everyone here is respecting you and what you do. Thank you very much. That's that's a really lovely comment. So thank you. What is your dream vacation? Ooh, um, probably, probably to some sort of beach area where I can surf. Um, and I have not gone for free diving yet, but that is very high on my list of what I'd like to do. So probably free diving as well, and then just really great food. So where would it be? I don't know, but as long as the water is decent and clear, then I'm game. Do you like cats? I have pretty strong allergies to cats, actually, so not really. You are the man, Travis. You are an inspiration, and your videos have helped me. Thank you. Thank you. Is it physically exhausting to stutter? Yeah, it is pretty gruesome sometimes where like I want to get a sound out, but there's tension that builds up in my throat, and and that tension causes more tension throughout the rest of my body, and my breath gets kind of stopped and it gets held, and 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 so I'm pretty consistently taking new breaths to regain my breathing. Um, yeah, it is pretty tiring physically, and then on top of that, emotionally and mentally as well. The the way you show your everyday life is so good, and 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 always with a friendly face and smile. Thank you. I'm so, so, so happy I found your platform, because I love that you are able to spread awareness and are willing to do it. Makes me and others feel valid in our stuttering as well. Thanks. Yeah, I kind of started this as a way to build awareness for the masses, and and a, a bit foolishly kind of forgot that it would also be great to for the stuttering community, just to show that even if you do stutter, you're not alone. So that's been really positive. Travis, which career would you have pursued if you didn't stutter? Um, this is something I think about consistently, and I don't really know. Um, I I think I would. Well, see, it's different. If I grew up and never stuttered, I would totally have a different job than if I just woke up to tomorrow and I didn't stutter. Because if I woke up tomorrow and didn't stutter, I would pick a job where I would talk all the time, um, and to anyone and everyone, um, uh, because I wouldn't have to feel self conscious about stuttering. Um, but um, but yeah, I don't really know what job I would choose. So I'm still working on that. uh, Seeing you pop up in my feed a few times, and just wanted to say I love what you're doing, man. Thank you. My son has a stutter. You are doing a great job. Thank you. Yes, there should be more awareness about stuttering. I completely agree. Yeah. What is your favorite food? Ooh, I could eat pasta every single day. I sometimes make my own pasta from scratch. I love it, but more recently, Thai food. Um, I yeah, there will never be a day when I turn down Thai food. Just like drunken noodles, it's so straightforward, but it's so tasty. My son gets bullied at school for stuttering. Some people just don't understand. Hmm. Sorry about that. That happened to me as well. I think Um, People who bully stuttering just don't get it. They don't really know what stuttering is, or how it can impact someone's life. Um, because if they did know, then they would definitely not be making fun of it. I would say your son will likely have an easier time with that when he gets older. Typically, once people um, once they mature and they kind of recognize, oh, some people have some tough things going on, um, then then they just tend to be nicer. So hopefully your son finds that as well. Have you tried CBD? Yes, I have. I have not noticed any noticeable differences with that. Perhaps it's there for some. Um, I have not noticed much for myself. Travis, how do you feel when people are giving you well mentioned advice about how to deal with stuttering? Um, if they are sincere, then then their intent is positive. Great. Um, there are lot of people that offer advice who clearly don't know much about stuttering, um, and that is a little frustrating sometimes because I know that other people read their comments and they think, oh well, that must be helpful. Um, but it's so hard to reply to many of those comments. So if I can tell that their intent is positive, then I'm okay with it. Because I don't claim to know everything about stuttering or treating it, but I do know quite a bit. Um, so I am always willing to learn, but I found quite a bit of misinformed advice out there. Travis, you are awesome. Don't let people get to you. Keep your head up. Thank you. Dude, your voice carries courage in every word. It's not the pace, but the power of your message that truly inspires. Wow, that's that is a fantastic message. Thank you. sincerely thank you for your content. It's valued and appreciated more than you know. Best wishes from New Zealand. Thank you very much. Wow. Thanks for doing what you do. You represent the best of the stuttering world, and let us know that we can keep pushing ahead. Makes me feel like I'm not alone in the struggle. Thank you. I'm I'm glad that you feel that way, because you're not alone. Oh, all right. Have you tried things like ketamine or ayahuasca? Um, yes, I have. I've got a video sharing about that. I have done ketamine assisted therapy. I've done ayahuasca a couple times, mushrooms, um, LSD. Uh, I think, as far as my own mental health goes, nothing has been more positive in my entire life than experimenting with psychedelics. Um, it has helped with my own outlook and acceptance of me as a human, and my stutter in general. Um, it has been so positive for the most part. Um, uh, I also did that when I was an adult, so so I will share that. Um, but as far as if it changed my stutter, no, it did not, but it did make me more accepting of it, and therefore more willing to express myself. So there's that. And I've got a video on my experience with that, if you seek it out in my shorts. Is you're stuttering the same from your childhood, or have you noticed any shifts? It is different. My first couple years was easier stuttering. Now I will stutter a lot more frequently, and for a longer duration as well. Um, and yeah, so I know some people, it'll get a little easier with age. Um, my stuttering seemed to get harder and more consistent. Hey, Travis, does singing help with fluency? So most stutterers can sing without stuttering, but that doesn't mean that it helps with their fluency. Um, it just means that we can sing and not stutter. Um, so so singing and talking use slightly different parts of the brain. Likewise, singing to a rhythm or a beat seems to be helpful with getting words out. And with singing, you are typically either reciting something that you've memorized, those lyrics, um, or just reading them, which is easier than spontaneously coming up with your own words, like we do when we talk. Do you sometimes forget what you were talking about when you're stuttering? Yeah. Sometimes I get stuck on a word for like 30 seconds, and yeah, it's not so much that I forget the word that I'm trying to say, but when I'm stuck, my thoughts don't stutter. So like I'm stuck on the word, but my mind is thinking about all these other things. So I sometimes forget what the point I was trying to make was, or I may forget what I've already said versus what I was planning on saying. Some days I stutter a lot, and sometimes not at all. Yeah, that is my least favorite part about stuttering is the inconsistency of it, where um, like I may get stuck on a word for 30 seconds, and then the very next time that I say that word, I may not stutter at all on it. And some days I get really stuck, some days I don't. And when I chat with people on days that I'm not stuttering as much, then they get really confused because they think that my stutter is getting better, but they don't know. No, this is just a daily thing, and and it doesn't mean that it's getting better. It's just it's just inconsistent. Whoa. Dreaming Potato sent a super chat for $100. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Um, hello, Travis. Your content is awesome. I admire your courage to share bits of your daily life with the world. Live streaming just takes that to another incredible level. I'm learning a lot through your content. Keep it up. Wow, that's really generous of you. Thank you. Um, wow. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're learning something from my content, and I appreciate your support. So, thank you. Do you ever think of expanding your content, maybe sharing your interests or day to day life? Love your videos. But by the way, I'm not sure. Potentially in the future, Um, I would like to focus on stuttering awareness and education. Um, I think there just needs to be more of that. So I'm focusing on that at the moment, but maybe in the future I'll branch out a bit. I have a stutter too. How do you try to prevent your stutter? Um, so I am working on videos where I teach techniques to better manage our stuttering, so we can stutter a little bit less, and so it's just easier. There's less tension, things like that. Um, so I'm working on that. I'm hesitant to give out strategies in a 30-second response, because I don't want to to hmm, not really to like teach something bad, but it takes more than a 30-second response to properly get it. So I will post a long form video with those strategies. Um, but no strategy is 100% guaranteed to make you not stutter. It's not that you will stop stuttering because you're a stutterer. At some point, you will still stutter, but we can help you to better manage your stuttering. So I'll do that. What watch do you wear? This is a Vivo Active 4 by Garmin. Um, I love it. It's great. I I I, 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 love your content. You inspire me so much. Thank you very much. Much respect and appreciation to you. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Uh, Aside from being in speech therapy, was there a new technique you learned in graduate school that made an impact on your fluency later in life? Um, Not a technique, but a mindset. So when I did my undergrad, uh, I was not talking in class at all. I was still very self-conscious about stuttering. I was embarrassed by it, and then I took 6 years off, and then went to a post-bac year, and then a grad school to become a speech therapist. And the thing that helped me most was the mindset of, all right, if you have a question, you better raise your hand and ask it. And because I had reflected on my time in 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 undergrad and in high school and middle school and elementary school, where I I I didn't understand a thing, and I would not raise my hand and ask a question. And I hated how that made me feel, because I let stuttering dictate what I say when I say it. So my mindset in grad school was, If you have a question, ask it. If you want to make new friends, then talk to people. Because in my undergrad, I was not social because I was embarrassed by stuttering, and so I just made it a goal to talk all the time, regardless of if I stutter or not. And um, I was really proud of myself for doing that. Way more proud for doing it than how frustrated I was for not doing it before. So the, that's what I learned from grad school with my stuttering. Do you like reading books? What's your favorite type? Like sci-fi, romance, fantasy, comic, thriller. I do like reading. Mostly, I mostly nonfiction, though I love sci-fi and dystopian future type books, but I typically read nonfiction about human psychology and just human nature, things like that. Um, yeah. Dear Travis, fellow stutterer here, I came across your content, and I thank you for being courageous and and open about your stutter. It makes me feel less lonely, and I thank you for creating this content. Thank you. I'm glad that you find some value in it. Yeah, thank you. Do you know? Oh, actually, sorry. Any tips to stop stuttering? I'm a 13-year-old and I get teased for stuttering. Any help? Um, I will be coming out with long videos where I teach techniques. Hopefully by the end of this month. Um, Unfortunately, at 13, kids, your peers will be bullies sometimes. Sometimes they'll be really nice. The older that you get, the nicer you'll find people are. Um, it's common for if we recognize what we get made fun of for stuttering, then it's reasonable that our desire is to stop stuttering so we don't get made fun of. Um, Perhaps those people will find something else about you or a peer to make fun of, because their other target is gone. Um, I I think pursuing fluency, as in, hey, I want to never stutter again. That is a lofty goal, and and statistically will not happen. I hope that it does, but statistically it won't. Um, and if if we consistently hate this part of ourselves, then it will be very tough to accept it, um, and to live with it. So rather than pursuing a goal of getting rid of your stuttering, I would urge you to pursue. Hey, I might stutter sometimes. That's okay. Good luck. My friend has a stutter too. I try to be patient with him. Is that a good way to deal with a stutter? Yeah, most stutterers will will appreciate if you wait patiently and listen to them. Some want their words guessed for them. Many will not. Um, it it can get very frustrating when someone consistently guesses our words for us, um, almost like they don't have time to wait, and then when they keep speaking for us, it's almost like I shouldn't even be involved in the conversation because I'm not expressing myself. So if if you're patient with a stutterer, that's fantastic. Um, so I would recommend that. Um, but if you want some better advice, I would just ask your friend that stutters, because they may have different preferences than I do, and that conversation may also lead to a deeper relationship and friendship between you two. I have a question. What is the best way to deal with a person with a stutter from your experience with talking in public? Yeah, so just remaining calm and patient. I prefer when they maintain reasonable eye contact with me. When I stutter and then the other person looks away, it feels really dismissive. I know that's not the intent, um, but but if you can keep looking at me, then that's kind of just a sign of respect, because we are having a conversation. It's not as if I'm like frozen when I'm stuck. I'm still here. So yeah, just patience, and don't guess our words, please. What do you do for a living? I'm a speech therapist. Have you ever gotten bullied for stuttering? Loads of times, yeah. That that definitely happens. And how did you handle the bad ones? Um, well, when I was younger and even in my 20s, I wouldn't handle it. I would just walk away. um, and and be very upset. Now that I'm older and pretty comfortable and confident for the most part, though I definitely have rough days. Um, when someone makes fun of me, or I stutter when I talk, and then they stutter back at me as like a mean thing, I'm very comfortable asking them what they're doing and why they're doing it. Um, Most people are pretty shocked that I would confront them. Uh, I think many times bullies don't expect someone to call them out, and I'm pretty comfortable doing that most of the time. And hopefully they learn something. Like I'm not mean about it. I'm just asking them, hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And most of the time, they don't have an answer. So I'm hoping that they reflect on it later on, because if we never say anything back, then then they don't know that what they did is wrong. How many years have you've been doing speech therapy? So I've been a speech therapist. Um, oh, how many years has it been? It's been a couple of years. I graduated during COVID. So so this might be like my third year out of grad school. I think I think 3 years. Yeah. When you're having a bad day with your stutter, how do you find a way to overcome it? Um, I sometimes don't. So sometimes I just have a really tough day, and and there's no getting beyond it. I force myself to do at least one speaking situation per day, regardless of how much I stutter. So that consistency has really helped me. Um, I I can maintain more flow with that, more confidence, versus if I hide in my house for 4 days in a row because of my speech. On that fifth day, when I finally get out, it'll be really hard to push myself. Um, so I think I try to look at it as I'm doing something today to help to help me tomorrow, um, and that does help. If people stutter back at you, tell them you're a speech therapist, and and you can help them. That'll catch them off guard. Yeah, yeah, true. It would. Do you know if all stutterers prefer the other person to patiently wait through the stutter, or are the other methods of, oh, I'm sorry, or are there other methods, like handing them a paper and pencil so that they can write out what they want to say? Yeah, I will sometimes still write out my words, or pull out my phone and type it on my notes form. It does not feel good when I do that, though. Um, So do all stutterers prefer if you wait for them to get their words out? Probably not. Many would appreciate if you wait, because we are so used to people feeling like they're in a rush and guessing our words for us that we don't we feel like a burden. So it'll make them feel probably very positive because you waited an extra 10 seconds. Um, Now, there's been some times I've been stuck on a word for literally 2 minutes on the same word, and at that point I'm over it, and I know that the other person is too, so I will write it down then. But yeah, when was younger, I would always think people stuttered on purpose and did not know it was an actual problem people had in their day to day life. But as I got older, I realized, yep, that's fair. I hate when people help by filling in your words. It makes you feel so low. Yeah, it totally can. Yeah, like I'm my own human. I've got my own thoughts. When someone else says them for me, that does not feel good. So grateful for you. It's been a great reminder to stay patient with people. Thank you. One question: do you stutter in your head or just out loud? So we will just stutter when we physically talk out loud. Our thoughts do not stutter. Um, so I can read in my head without stuttering. I can handwrite and text and type without stuttering. But when I read out loud or talk out loud, that's when I stutter. Was your stutter worse as a child or now? It is. It's more severe now, but it impacts how I live my daily life a little bit less. Uh, so severe in one way and less severe in another. Um, Before you say something, say it in your head. Say it 3 times in your head and then say it out loud. Yeah, that is false. That is the Steve Harvey cure method. That is incorrect. Uh, Maybe it was helpful for him. Maybe it can offer some relief at times. Stutterers know what they want to say. We know how to say it. It's just that sometimes our voices will get stuck. So, if we think extra hard about what we want to say, that does not do anything. Um, with this method, what you are doing is putting pauses in your speech, and those pauses will break up your speech pattern, sometimes making it less likely that you'll stutter. It is not a guarantee. It is not a cure. That is probably the biggest misinformation piece that I've seen, because Steve Harvey said it and it reached millions of people. So saying it in your head three times uh, does not help. Do people sometimes smile when you stutter, and does it bother you? Yes, they do. Uh, if I can tell that it's a genuine smile, and they're being nice, cool. If it looks like they're smiling because they're holding back a laugh, that doesn't feel good. Is it true, Travis, that speech therapy in childhood cures stutters completely? I know a person who had severe stutter when he was like 5 or 6 years old, and now he's 20 and does not stutter. No, actually. So, um, uh, most stutterers who start stuttering will start between ages 3 and 6, and 80%, so 4 out of 5 of those kids will stop stuttering within that first year of stuttering, regardless of if they get speech therapy or not. Um, so, speech therapy is not a guarantee that you will stop stuttering. I had speech therapy like right when I started stuttering, and I still stutter. And I've seen a dozen speech therapists over decades. Um, so for whatever reason, 80% of kids that start stuttering will stop within the first year ish, regardless of if they get speech therapy or not. So with that fact, what's the point of speech therapy? Well, if you're a part of that 20% that will still stutter, then it can be really positive to get that education piece in, um, even though you will still stutter. So speech therapy is great. It can be great. I've had some that was not great, but it is not a guarantee to stop stuttering. It's just most kids that stutter will just, like, I don't want to say magically stop, but it's kind of that. Has somebody ever asked to leave a public area, like Chick-fil-A, while ordering? Um, Not to leave. There's definitely been people who have been a bit ruder, and like they clearly don't want to be talking with me, um, but they haven't asked me to leave. How to forget about shame, and how to deal when people who force me to talk, and they think when they will scream, I will talk fluently. Hmm. I think when they will scream. Yeah, when um, I I think that's just people who don't really understand stuttering, and you can't really control it, and them to telling you to do something this way or that way. they don't get it. They don't know that, hey, I don't want to stutter. Of course, I'm doing what I can to not stutter, um, but you still stutter. Do you get lost in your train of thought when you stutter longer on some words? Sometimes, yes. It's um, my thoughts don't stutter. So when I'm stuck on a word for like 30 seconds, my thoughts are still going, and you can think of a lot of stuff in 30 seconds. So 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 it's sometimes tough to to follow what you've already said versus what you were planning on saying. Ooh, uh, there's a super chat for 9.99. Thank you very much. I used to stutter really bad, and I completely stopped when I was about 7 or 8, and I just wanted to say that I love what you do, and I think your videos are really cool. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Do you think all people who stutter have social anxiety? No. I I have some clients that stutter. They do not care at all. It doesn't hold them back at all. They are the most outgoing social people. They express themselves completely. It is possible. Now, probably most stutterers do have social anxiety, um, but not all. What's your progress been like over the past year? I have really been working on stuttering openly. So just talking regardless of if I stutter or not, and that has been so positive for me. I used to only talk if I knew that I wouldn't stutter on a word, and I would switch out a harder word for a synonym that I wouldn't stutter on, and that does not feel good. And also the meaning of what I want to say changes, and I just talk less because yeah, if I don't talk, then I won't stutter, but I'm still not talking. So this past year, I've been working on talking a lot and and expressing myself a lot, regardless of my stutter, and I've just been feeling so much better about it for that reason. Tra- Travis, a huge thank you for taking your time to answer these questions. I respect you so much. I enjoy slowing down a little bit to hear you answer each question. Thank you. Thank you. is social anxiety more of a consequence of stuttering, or a potential cause? This is a great question. Um, there is debate on this. I think it is not a cause of stuttering, because you get kids who are 2 and 3 year olds, and you know that they're not, um, that they don't have social anxiety, uh, but they still stutter. Now, is it possible that that's not the case for some people? Yes, but I do not think that it's a cause. We do know that if you're feeling more anxious, or stressed or tired, you're more likely to stutter more. But it does not appear to be a cause of stuttering. All right, I'm going to stop it there. Thank you to everyone who sent in super chats. Thank you, and to everyone who sent in questions. Thank you as well. Um, I will try and be on here for another live stream, perhaps Thursday. So I'll I I may send out a post about that. Um, I'm I don't really know how to, so I'm a bit new. Um, thank you to everyone who joined, and hopefully I will see some of you guys on Thursday. So thank you.